You see, now Sage got something to say. Look, this is hard study, books and more. Collecting information like a top thesaurus. Hitting hard rhymes without a doctor's notice. Couldn't find a trace, but they got to show 'em. Now don't insinuate, where's the facts to show it? Like trees stick it at, just to blow it. I'm keen with the mask, set up so clean, got a piece in my hand. Seen how the world sweeten the richest man. My next generation's business plan. Rebuild the land they were stolen from. Forget a reparation if it's holding ya. I mean that from my heart. For real, come back with a devil or two. Invest in the scholars, knowledge and truth. Trust and believe, nothing stopping the truth. About 1,000,000 stuck in the booth. About 1,000,000 stuck in the shoe. Can you read it if it hangs off the roof? Walking emulation of the Most High. The light penetrating through my third eye. The words formulating what I live by. It's a regulation, so I sit tight to do things right. Relax and let the Lord take flight. Let the Lord take flight. New food for your thought. Forget about the things we were taught. See those better days where we are. Just gotta keep the faith and know God control. New food for your thought. Forget about the things you were taught. See those better days where you are. Just gotta keep the faith and know God control. What's holding me? Ain't nothing holding me. What's come over me? I'm raising my energy, bringing out the best of me. Keep loving me endlessly. It's in what I believe. Can't be too quick to teach, so I search and seek. Learn what's needed, can't be defeated, but my thoughts have needed. I demand my reach, I demand to eat up treat. I demand to see what's my destiny. Well, I gotta set it for me. That'll do better for me. Through any weather I sleep. Learn, don't take nothing for cheap. Chill and wait. This was hard study, no books galore. The Lord ensured he was the top thesaurus. Now I walk around without a doctor's notice. The Lord said, wait, here's the facts to show it.
Greetings, blessed love, and a mighty royal welcome to my channel. This is I Am Life and Light Productions. And Just Sparks, I am your host. Today's topic is just a reasoning on reassurance, you know? Yeah, man, because it have times when I, get low sometimes, and we need that little reassurance that all are well with I, you know? So before I start, me just want to bless up each and every one of the eyes them, you know? I pray all of the eyes them are having a jolly good time, you know, seeing it's, the season, or the holiday, the Christmas time, the New Year's time thing, you know, many people like to burn out the Christmas and these things, because of Santa Claus and all these other kind of things, but one thing I notice is that during these times, like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving Day, and all these things, which we know are so-called pagan holidays or, whatever. There are times during the year where the masses is given time off to congregate with family, and this brings about a type of joy and love and free will in the atmosphere of creation. You know what I'm saying? More than in the other times when everybody have to go out and work and, work. And, sometimes you get a little vacation, a little 2 weeks. But then by the time the 2 weeks done, it's like you never had a vacation, so in the light that these times are given for family, for togetherness, for the unity, let us rejoice and give thanks in it, and be joyful one to another, and judge not according to conscience, but according to righteousness. You see it? Yeah, man. So we there, and we are all firm. Now is the time. This is the eternal now. For today is the best day to do anything, to start anything, to stop anything. You see it? Yeah, a them kind of way. Just like how the scripture tell you, I am the first and I am the last. I am the beginning, I am the ending. You see it? So that's how we got to look at things. We are the beginning and we are the ending. Whatever bad, we end it. Whatever good, we begin it. And this is the order how we should be moving forward. Because everything is all right. If you really check creation, everything is right, my brothers and sisters. And there is no need to fuss or fight. You know what I'm saying? There is no need even for tribulation. You know what I'm saying? But the trials and tribulation come upon ourselves because of ourselves. Because we are not walking in the light. So we face trials and tribulations. But once you're walking in the light, there is no trials and tribulations. Everything is bright. Your path is made clear. And this is the reassurance that I really want to bring to the eyes them. The reassurance that dwelling in the light, you know what I'm saying? There is all safety. There is all security. You know what I'm saying? There is all redemption, all liberation, all salvation once you dwell in the light. You see it? And we must understand too what the light is. The light is the word of right. You see it? The word of right is the light, which is the truth. You see it? And the only truth that exists is that I and my Father are one. You see it? And then from there we can move forward and accomplish whatsoever we desire to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is for us to reunite ourselves with the divine, becoming the divine. You see it? For it's the only way for us to uplift ourselves out of situations that seem, unbearable and seem like there is no hope. By turning within, there is hope and there is salvation. You see it? So the reassurance that we are our own power, we are our own salvation. And once we can see it in the mind's eye, we can have it in creation. You see it? Yeah, man, them youths, them a play. Them a play and full joy themselves, Them there in a creation. You see it? Such is life, Yeah, man. Life is the full joy. You see it? Like first day, I man decide to go on chat GPT and do a reasoning with them. Oi, don't come here, come around here making noise, big boy. You know what I say? I decide to do a chat with chat GPT. So I went on to chat GPT and asked them, does nothing exist? You see it? So the conversation went that, he said, well, nothing by terminology, meaning there is nothing, or the state of non-existence. It doesn't exist, So I in turn said that, how can that be then? Because if nothing doesn't exist, and non-existence is the place or state where nothing exists, how then can we think of it? How then can it be thought of? We have an idea, an image in our mind of what nothing is. We have an image in our mind of what non-existence is. So with that image, we know that non-existence or nothing do exist. And when I show that to ChatGPT, instead of I asking the questions, it started to ask me questions now. Unfortunately, I was unable to record it, because I didn't know how to do it. So I try to redo the conversation, and it say can't bring it up. You see, it was very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because you see Chat GPT and those other different information stations. They have a lot of information, and I ask it where it gets gather its information from. And it said worldwide. It's on a worldwide basis, from valuable sources. So there is good in it. You see it. Yeah, there is good in it. And, I was a little bit amazed, to see how it responded and interacted with I. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's a computer, and I'm no real person or anything like that. But it gives you a type of sense of you're speaking with someone real. You know what I'm saying? So it shows you where technology is going, where the time is going, where the time is moving. And we must be in alignment with it. You see? Now, there's a lot of things going on in the world too, and I really want to say to the eyes them, don't run down every story that you hear. Don't run down everything that you see, because the agenda is still on, where, the masses them is coming to the realization that whatever you think with feeling, you create. You see it? And that is why there is so many unlikely things in the earth, because people think so many unlikely things with feelings in their self, and it is manifested and brought to flesh, and they themselves don't even know that. You see it? So be very cautious of what you're thinking, of the narratives that the system put out there for you to follow, especially they have one with the Anunnaki them, as the Anunnaki them giving us their essence and making us what we are now. You know what I'm saying? Be careful, be wise. Yes, right. Yeah, man, be really wise. So we there just go on full joy life, because life in its fullness is truly marvelous and great. And it's a beautiful thing to behold. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you let go of the world, society, and the things that pertain to society. When you start stripping yourselves of all the lying truths that we have been holding on to from birth. You see it? And then start reapplying the truth. Is a great enlightenment and awakening. So as we continue to shed the dirt, and the baggages that was placed upon us, that we may come to our true self as light beings, being perfect and whole once again, and having dominion over creation, having dominion over the elements. You see it? Being able to manifest and bring forth that which we desire at will. You see it? Yeah, man, because the system set in a way to stop us from this very thing, placing our trust outside of ourselves and into others, into men and people. You see it? And it's a great evil. You see it? Like I was chatting with Chat GPS, and I was asking them about the system structure and the 9 to 5, and all of, that. And what it said is that though it serves a certain purpose, it was designed in a way to keep I and I away from our divine essence, from our divine being. So when you out there working that 9 to 5 and you doing someone else's business, thinking about someone else's business and not your own, you're denying yourself your own divinity. You see it? So That's where the state of creation is heading right now, where everyone must show their authenticity, yes, right, and be original, yes, right, becoming that perfect image of the Most High, yes, right, each and everyone in their individuality. Because when you really check it, what is destroying the earth is when ones and ones disturb the peace of others. That is what is actually destroying and causing confusion in the earth. You see, that was the first confusion, the destruction of the peace, you know? Yeah, because one man say, yeah, they're free to do this, but then the next man, oh, yeah, I tell them, say them not free to do it. You know what I'm saying? And if we understand the science of it, if we allow everyone to just be and be free, the whole earth will be filled with harmony. It will be an harmonious sound filling the air, traveling upon the winds of the wind throughout creation. It will, if we would allow ourselves to let go, you know what I'm saying, and stop taking up upon ourselves the task of correcting others. You see, we must learn to correct ourselves. And when we correct ourselves and our way of thinking, you know, our thought pattern, then we will realize what creation really is about. You see it? And the only correction that is to be taken place is within self. You see it? And when you do that, you direct and navigate your creation, your experiences in a more proper and perfect way. You see it? And you will literally bring your heaven, meaning the things them that you aspire within your mind, physically upon earth, you see it? And live your dream, you know, your highest desire of being. Because that's who we are and that's what we were sent here to do. We wasn't sent here to struggle and go through tribulations. You know what I'm saying? Like how they tell you in the Bible that Adam and Eve, when they fell from grace, you know, Adam was, you know, he was punished that by the sweat of his brow shall he eat bread all the days of his life. You see it? When before he was placed in the garden to dress the garden, you know what I'm saying, and not to partake of anything in the garden. You know what I'm saying? Now, I find that, you know, what I find is that I was meditating on that a while back. And I'm saying to myself, you know what I'm saying, with the understanding that I have, you know, not that which Babylon gave you, but with the understanding that I have, I'm saying that Adam was in the garden, you know what I'm saying, and he was pure light, having dominion over all things, right? And then he fell from grace. So I looked into that and the meaning of that, you know what I'm saying, and then they say that he ate the fruit. So he partake of sensual things, not sex, you know, but sensual, the senses. He partook of his 5 senses. And by partaking of his 5 senses in the outer world, he fell from grace. You see it? And then had a desire for those 5 senses, the things within the ranges of the 5 senses over that which is within the mind. You see it? I came across a video like about 3 days ago where it was on this Ethiopian girl that she haven't eaten or drinking for coming up on 16 years now. No food enter her stomach, no water enter, right? She don't use the bathroom, you know? Miraculously, she had a child during that time, you see? But she couldn't breastfeed and stuff because she's not eating, so she had no nutrients in that sense to breastfeed, you know? But I find that very, very, very amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because her story is that she had a rough coming up. And many a times she faced starvation. You see it? And during one of these moments where she was facing starvation, she cried out to the Most High God, asking God for food. And in turn, God took away the desire of food and drink from her. And from that moment on, she haven't had the desire to eat nor drink. Now, this isn't the first place that we hear about it. You know, in India, there is gurus over there that you hear the same thing about them. In the book of Enoch, you hear about Enoch when he was taken by the angel to travel the heavens, that he didn't eat of any earthly thing during the times them that he traveled the heavens. And when he came back and he joined with his sons them for the time that he was on earth, he did not desire anything earthly, meaning no food, no physical food or anything, but he was living off of pure life energy. You know? Now, in the West, in the Americas, there is even practices of it also, where the people them say they don't eat and drink either, and they live off of just the solar energy, receiving the energy from the sun and nature. You see it? So these are eye openers for us, that we can view creation in a different sense, that we may drop all our lack and limitations pertaining to creation that was given to us from childhood, because they do not exist. There is no lack in creation. Creation is abundance, complete, perfect abundance. And there is no limitations in creation neither whatsoever. For creation itself is limitless. For the creator is limitless. You see it? And who be the creator? I and I and I and I and I. You know? Of me, I don't care what anyone say. I am God. And I know for a fact, in every essence of the meaning of that statement, I am God. I know I am God, that omnipotent, omnipresent, all powerful, all pervading, all knowing, all seeing, yeah, all being. I am here, I am there, I am everywhere. I know for a fact that I am God, and that each and every one of I and I is the same God. And until we come to this truth, we will not be able to awaken our godly powers that dwelleth within. You see it? Yeah, man. We have some serious powers, Aya. We have some serious powers. If the eyes them only know. Powers to call forth and invoke whatsoever you desire. Whatsoever it may be. I came out with some mantras the other day. Yeah, man, the eyes them need to pay close interest, because they are perfect in manifestation. Like the money, 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 money belongs to me. That is perfect, most perfect. You see it? Yeah. Say it with intent, true intent and feeling. Hey, and money will appear to you. You see it? From all ways and means it will come to you. Trust that. Trust in yourself and you'll see that it is true. You saw it. Don't believe me. You do it for yourself and you would see. You saw it? Yeah, man. Life is real. You saw it? And I really want the eyes them to pay attention to all the religions of the earth. Don't disregard none of their stories. Study their stories. Read them with an open mind. Do not read them with a closed mentality, with that religious mindset that, oh, this book is just for this and this book is saying this because we were taught it when we were growing up. They are all lies. Read them with an open mind, and the eyes them will see for the eyes themselves the truth of creation. They all have to be connected. It's like a puzzle. Each one is a piece. Put them together and you will get the whole. You see it? Yes, I. So we give thanks, There's a couple other things I wanted to reason about with the eyes them, just to bring into remembrance with the eyes them, Because that's all it is, It's about coming back into remembrance. It's not about learning anything new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once you come and you identify with the I am within, I am my Father, and you center yourself and become one. Yeah. That's all the books you need. That's all the power you need. Yeah. That is all. Everything. That's why he says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all shall be added to you. Seek to be or to have dominion over your mind. Seek that first. Don't seek outwardly into creation trying to accumulate all the wealth. No. Seek to have domain over the mind space. That's why it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Acquire that first. Acquire your mind space first. Be able to be in total control of your mind. Yes, right. Because the mind is the power within creation. For within the mind space, the ether, as I show the eye, is where the Son, the living Son, the living Word of God dwells. You see it? Yeah. Within the mind space. And we have to learn to activate and use it. You see it? And once we can activate and use it, meaning that is our third eye, the light within, our human imagination. Many of I and I cannot even activate it to use it consciously. It is activated and used unconsciously, yes. And that's why we're going through all the things we're going through in the earth. But to activate it and use it consciously by the power of your will is something different. It acquires practice. And once you can get this, then you will have control, total control of creation. Is that? Yeah. So, control of the mind space. Knowing everything that enters in and comes out. Being that firm doorkeeper of the house of God. The house of calling forth and invoking the mind space where the living word dwell, the I am. Powered by I, which is my Father. That's why it says, I and my Father are one. I am my Father. You see it? So, we got to overs and be very cautious. Think only on your own business to manifest your greatest desires in earth. You see it? That's why it needs a type of separation from the system. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's not truly necessary, you know what I'm saying? There is times where you can break yourself free as long as you have that determination and that will to do it, you can do it. You know, I put no limitations in creation. You know what I say? Because there are many, I say, that go to all those retreats, to the Himalayas mountains, to Tibet and all them places seeking enlightenment. And they're 30, 40, 50 years and still can't find that enlightenment. Where if they had stayed in their hometown and seek the enlightenment and listen to that voice within, they would have found it a long, long time ago. You see? Right? So it's not about running away from yourself. Yeah. It's about going into yourself and realizing who you are. You see? Right? The divinity that you hold, the powers that dwell in you. You are God. You are calling forth and invoking. Everything that you think about with feeling, you manifest into your life to experience, whether it be good or bad. Take time to sit back and observe, and you will see the truth for yourself. You see it, my people. So, yeah, a word of reassurance to the eyes, them. Stay true to the Christos, to the Christ in you, which is that perfect image of perfection within the human imagination that you have made for yourself. Stay faithful to it and know that it is. Act like it. You know what I'm saying? Become it. And you will see it manifest before your very eyes. And you become the flesh of that very desire that you had desired. You see it? We need no outer help. We need no one. We don't need any teachers. We are our own teachers. Remember, the story in the scripture tell you about Christ, how that the scribes and the Pharisees were angry against him, Them never like him, And why them never like him? Because he wasn't part of them system. He never went to their schools. He never learned from them. You know what I'm saying? He never regard what they had as any sort of true knowledge. You see it? He seeked within himself. Yeah. And he found truth in there. And that truth he expressed in creation. To the point that he spoke with so much authority. You know what I'm saying? That he turned heads. To which the scribes and the Pharisees are like, who this? Which part you learn to read and write? You never go to schools and these things. How you come teaching? You know what I'm saying? Who gave you authority to do these things? You know what I'm saying? You never come pass any degree, have any degree. You never go school and pass tests. Who gave you authority? You know what I'm saying? Our institutions not give you no authority to go out there, go teach. You see it? And this is what is going on today. That a man will come out and will be speaking the truth to the masses. And because he don't have a doctorate degree or a scientist degree in the system, then, he have no credentials then. You see it, my people? You see it? And these are things and ways we must discard because it's not our own. We know the truth within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Many of I and I don't have no degrees, but we skillful in the trade. And sometimes even better than those them that have degrees. You see it, my people? Yeah, man, I have a caller come in. Yeah, I'll answer it in a little bit. Yeah, man. More skillful than those them that have degrees. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have a better understanding than most of the psychologists them out there. You know what I'm saying? And can do a better job than most of them. You see it? But the way society is set, the way they set creation, or they set the way of our perception of creation, you know what I'm saying, is that unless you go to school and all these different things, you know, no sense. And it's totally off. As we come to the true knowledge of being, the true knowledge of creation, you see it? We must over these things. These are things we must strip ourselves of. The ways of Babylon, their concepts and their beliefs. The things them that we learn growing up in schools. Even what we learn from our parents. Because unfortunately, they were under the spell and still are. And many of I and I are still under the spell. You see it? Yeah. And what is the spell? The spell is that we have the wrong way of thinking. We have the wrong concept of creation. We have been taught to think backwards and not forward. You see it? We haven't been taught the true law. You see it? So we continue in a spiral way down and can never see our way to the top. You see it? So that is the veil that is upon the eyes of mankind. That we ought to use our five senses to navigate creation. You see it? Yeah. Where we must see with our eyes and hear with our ears and smell with our nose and speak with our mouth and feel with our hands and, you know, whatsoever it is, that is what it is and it can't be nothing else. Oh, no. That is not creation, my people. You know what I'm saying? There is no solid in creation. Everything is vibrational waves of energy. You see it? And because of our perception of it is why we see it as the solid that it is. Because we was taught that it was solid. You see it, my people. You see it? And as we grow from childhood, we taught them things there. You know what I'm saying? If we are given the truth that everything is light waves and they are all controlled by the thought. You see it? This is another thing here where I wanted to bring forward with the Egyptians them and what they knew about thought, why they deified thought. You see it? A lot of people would think that, is a man, you know, I say no, a supernatural being, an Anunnaki or an alien species that came forth. No. You see it? They depict it like that so that the unworthy people would not see the truth. You see it? The truth is that your very thought is God of all. For everything, including self, is thought. So thought reigns supreme over all things. Thought is the governor. Thought is the thrice born. I am my Father, I am my Son, I am my Holy Spirit of truth. It has nothing to do with anything outside of your being, for nothing exists outside of your being. You are experiencing creation within your being and having a perception that it is without. Follow me, you know, people. We have to come forward on track, on the right way of thinking, seeing that the world exists within the mind space, knowing that life do not end in the grave, but that death is but an illusionary doorway to more life. Life is eternal. Life can never be destroyed. So these things we must know and free ourselves of the baggages that was given to us, all the lacks and limitations in creation, and know that our very being itself, the very essence that we are, taketh care of itself. Just like how Christ taught. Yeah. Your life essence, your life power, take it care of itself and can do anything. Anything whatsoever. Make it disappear. Yeah, where they say transmutate. You can, yeah, disappear and appear. You can turn invisible, render yourself invisible. You can render yourself invulnerable, meaning that no blade can cut your body, no bullet can penetrate your body. All these things are here in creation. You can walk on fire, walk through it. You know, Master King and Queens, you see it? So, where is the lack and limitations if all these things are known to exist within creation? Then we must realize that the only lack and limitations that exist is what we give to ourselves. What we say exists. You see it? Also, yeah, as my mind focus upon it, we must rid ourselves of the very thought, concept, and belief of Satan, the devil. You see it? And those negative aspects within creation. Because as I said before, when you think about something with feeling and intent, you manifest it into your reality to experience. So many of the eyes them is saying they don't believe in, or they don't believe in evil and they don't believe in Satan. But they believe that Satan exists and they believe that evil exists. And not realizing that they're erring. Because to believe that something exists is to place it in creation as something that exists, that you will encounter and deal with. You see it? So many say, oh, I don't believe in evil, meaning, oh, I don't do no evil, I don't practice evil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an evildoer, I don't believe in evil, but they believe evil exists. So then you believe in evil. If you believe evil exists, you believe in evil. And these is the ways we got to objectively look at things and start to strip ourselves from all the baggages that have been put upon us. Yes, right. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And as you think of Satan in your mind, in your heaven, you place him there. And whatever is in your mind in heaven is here on earth. Yes, right? So you have to cast Satan out of heaven. When you cast Satan out of heaven, you cast him out of earth. You place him in heaven, you cast him on the earth too. You place him in the earth. You see it? Yes, my people. It's concepts for the eyes them to just meditate on, Because I know it's new to the eyes them, Some of the eyes them don't know already, You see it. So it's just remembrance, a renewal to them, You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for all the eyes them, just be aware. Be conscious of self. For to be awakened, is to be awakened, aware of every thought that enters your mind space. That is the true awakening. And the ability to activate your light, which dwells within your darkness. That your whole body may become full of light. That one pure light essence, which is your human imagination illuminated within your body. Perfect in your whole body. You see it, my people. So that is the aim and the agenda. You see it. Because they speak about a lot of things, You see it. About the Kundalini and the rising of your chakras and these things, And they make it seem so difficult and, oh, you guys, dwell on this one, then no. Perfect the mind space. Learn to utilize the hand of God, which is the living word, or Christ, your human imagination, the light within your darkness. When you can utilize that, then you will understand the operation of the hands of God and how it operates and manifests invisible to visible. You see it, my people. It's all thought. Everything is thought substance. Everything is linked through thought and the mind space. There is nothing hidden that can't be known, for it all dwells in the mind space. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, enough of them say it too, a lot of things, but I won't mention it. Yes, because I wouldn't even put them to exist within my mind space. Yeah. So we have to rule and govern ourselves, our mind space, choose our thoughts. Yes, right? We was introduced into a world where we don't choose our own thoughts. Thoughts are given to us and then we dwell on it. That's why more time we sit down in misery. Because we're not choosing our own thoughts, but thoughts are just coming in our minds and we're just dwelling on it. Yes, right? And we're not choosing to choose our own thoughts. Yes, right? Think about it. Do you go through your day on your own thoughts? Choosing every thought that you think about? Really think about it. Or do you go through your day just dwelling on thoughts that pop into your mind? There is a difference, During meditation, you will realize it. Especially when you start stilling your mind. You will see how much thoughts pop in that are not yours. Yes, right. Yeah, man. So in the fullness, be reassured that all are well. And once I return to I first love, which is the living word of God, which is our human imagination, which is the very word that we pronounce, the very word that we speak. When we return to that word there and give all power and glory and magnification to that word there, yes, glorifying it, putting all our faith and our trust and our hope in that living word, which is our Son. Yeah, we will start to see and behold the fullness of creation. Yeah, because that's where it's at. The Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him is life, and that life is the light of man, which shineth in darkness. But the darkness comprehended not that light. He came unto his own, but his own received him not. But to as many that do receive him, as he given power to become the sons of God. Read it properly. In the beginning was me, my awareness of being. Oh, no. In the beginning was my imagination. And my imagination or thought was with me. Now that same imagination was me. All things were made from this very imagination, which is me. And without me and my imagination, nothing was made that was made. For in I, awareness is life. And that life is the light that is within me, man, my human imagination, which shineth in the darkness of my mind, of which I once did not comprehend, but now I do. And I have received and accepted that I now have been given the power to become the Son of God, or God. You see it? Yeah, man. So it is for each and every one of I and I to know. Know thyself. And don't give no authority to anyone outside of self. You know, that is the first law that we have to go follow. The first principle, I should say. The principle of Abraham. Yes, right? Where he had to defeat all the kings in the slaughter of kings and retrieve to himself his brother Lot. Retrieve his lot that he had lost in the system. Retrieve yourself that you had lost in the system by defeating all your authority figures that you place before you in creation. And understand that I am, which in you are, the Lord thy God, that bringeth you out of Egypt, out of the land of or house of bondage. And that you must have no other God but I am, which is yourself. Trust in yourself. Christ come and say, I and my Father is one. It's the same thing. Come on. It's right. Yeah, man. I am not ashamed nor afraid of my word, because I know my word is truth from the beginning. It's right. So I take full claim to it. Yeah. And I speak it with splendor and joy and thanksgiving. For I see the workings of it. It has been made clear to I and I through experience. Yeah. And not through a gathering of information. So to each and every eye out there, know that your power is within you. Seek no authority outside of self. For there is nothing outside of self that can bring you liberation, or joy, or redemption, or salvation. It only comes from within. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, for the kingdom of heaven is the mind space. Seek dominion of the kingdom of heaven, and you will have dominion over all things upon earth. Until such time, I royal family, I do give thanks again for the eyes them tuning in with I. More strength and power and heart of divinity. I am God, God am I. We are one, I can't deny. All God powers I have inside. God makes me to realize I am God, God am I. We are one, I can't deny. So with faith, I shape my life. Yes, controlled thoughts materialize. I am God, God am I. We are one, I can't deny. To all troubles I say goodbye. I am God. Blessings multiply. Yeah. And that's the only truth, the only substance, the only fullness. Yeah. Yeah, man. At the preservation of self, the preservation of mind and body. Sight, spirit and soul. Yeah. Finding the words of life to be that perfect physician upon thyself and heal thyself spiritually, mentally, physically. Use mantras if you have to do it. You see it. There is nothing to worry about. Give thanks, rejoice and shout. The words of God come out your mouth. His thoughts in your mind remove all doubts. Give thanks, rejoice and shout. I am that I am is all I'm about. My Father's business I will announce. Believe in him, the one he pronounced. The light in man, the same one you pronounce, which is the word taught. The supreme being. You see it, my people. Yeah. And if you have any need for anything, use the mantra. Money, 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 money belongs to me. Money, money, money in my mind I see. I shake money off of the money tree. Money piles my pocket for my eyes to see. Money is a frequency of thought energy, whose source of power is rooted in me. I control thought, then declare money to be. For it to be, I must believe in me. You see it? Yeah, man, take any one of my mantras them and put it up on AI, man, and see what they say about it. Tell them to give you a full analysis of the capability of its effects and see what it says. You see it, my people. I am confident in the word of I am that dwelleth within I, and everything that he giveth I is most perfect and whole. And it is good for doctrine, as they say. Yeah, man. Because everyone are trusting someone else out there, Wherever you learn, you get it from somewhere else out there, Many I get no true knowledge from within, You see it. You get that, You see it? And then when I one come with it, it's like, whoa. So brain boggling, And then the system set it in a way that if you don't understand something, you fight against it. It must not be real, But you hold firm and hold faith, because many there be that came before I and I that face the same fate. And as Christ say, they that come after him shall be even greater than he was. So these are things we must look into. Who is willing to become the Christ? Who is willing to take upon himself that title? Everyone else taking up so many other titles. So many other labels they're taking up that is not fitting to their being. The only label that is fitting to I and I being is the label of becoming the Christ. The label of the awakened one, the anointed, the supreme being, the God Almighty, the ever-living one. The indestructible one. That is the only title fitting for man. For man is not the flesh that he wears. Many of I and I say these things, but how deeply do we go with them? We are not the flesh. We dwell within and around the flesh. Besides, we are the cause that made the flesh be. We are the cause that made all things be. If it wasn't so, tell yourself, why are you the recorder of life? Why are you the one that is in charge of what is taking place here upon earth? That a man can come and say, okay, I can rule over this nation here and subjugate them and ill-treat them, and no one come to save and rescue them. Why do you think that is? The people them get confused and say, oh, where is God? Isn't he looking down from heaven? Why isn't he coming and saving the masses? Yeah, because we have the wrong concept of who God is. The very ones them that are doing evil are God. The very ones them that are doing good are God. There is no two powers. There is only one. One power is being used to do both good and evil. And in so doing, they that do good shall receive good, and they that do evil shall receive evil. For we only receive the work of our hands. Yeah, we receive the work of our human imagination, our hands. What is in our mind space, we receive. So if a man a think be evil in our mind space to do all sort of evil and corruptible things, he received that very said thing within his creation. Over is what I am saying to the eyes them. This is perfect salvation, where you no longer look out of self. You are your own salvation. Christ said it. Christ taught it. Read for yourself and read with an open mind. Until such time, I, Just Sparks, I am. And this is I am Life and Light Productions. Until such time, do bless each and every one the other. Yeah, man. Give a universal hug to creation. You sight. And rejoice in the light of the living. And know that life ever exists. And there is not even a thing called non-existence or nothing. For by terminology, to even think about it means it exists. You see it. More love and blessings, Royal Eyes. Only I am